Welcome back to Live on Lakeside, and I'm Larry Macon Jr. And now it's time to reveal this week's Everyday Champion, and his name is Steve Sanders. Steve is a former NFL wide receiver for the Cleveland Browns. He's the director of the Cleveland chapter of the Fellowship for Christian Athletes and the founder of Training Camp for Life. He's a young emerging leader and motivator of young people and athletes in our community. And I'm so happy that he's joining us on the show today. Thanks for being with us, Steve.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Steve, you are an everyday champion. You know, you definitely were a champion on the football field. You started out at Bowling Green. You went to the Cleveland Browns. You're homegrown. And we're glad that you stayed here in Cleveland. And so you are the director of Fellowship for Christian Athletes. Tell us a little bit about what you do with that organization.
Yeah, so Fellowship of Christian Athletes, FCA as we call it, is a nonprofit organization which focuses on the platform of faith and sports. So it's a ministry, and it's interesting because I came to Christ, to know Christ, because of FCA when I was in college. So things have come full circle for me to be able to pair two things that I love, which is my faith and sports, and provide a platform for student athletes.
Wow, that's great, a platform for student athletes, but you also have Training Camp for Life. Let me know a little bit about that. That's your organization. You started it. You're the founder. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, again, focus for student athletes, but Training Camp for Life started out as a nonprofit organization and then turned into a book. So when I developed the concept of the book, it was focused on leadership and character development skills because I knew the challenges athletes were facing. Most people see athletes and they think that they're powerful, they think that they don't have any weaknesses, and they only see them in that light. But there's so many different challenges that student athletes have to face, and the pressures or the identity crisis, which is something I went through post-career because I'd played a sport my entire life, and then all of a sudden it was no longer there, and I had to wake up in the morning and say, who is Steve Sanders? So I help young people with that from a perspective of showing them how to use their platform, but then also how to be who you are outside of sports.
Wow, that's great. That's a great prospect to realize that you're more than just an athlete. I think we've heard that before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it makes a lot of sense. And so you actually go into schools, I'm sure. You go into all type of areas and actually train on this so people can find you to have you come out and help them out.
Absolutely. So we work with anywhere from community sports organizations to high schools and even colleges. I actually travel around the country, partner with the NFL in their character development program outreach for actually colleges. So it's awesome to be able to go around the country and to have this message, but also to leave and plant seeds is what we do. And it's, you know, just to see somebody like LeBron James who understands that you're more than an athlete, or somebody like Kevin Love who has had some struggles with mental health, and to be able to speak up and speak out about that. Those are things that we've been doing for years, and it's awesome to see those guys on the highest platform to be able to do that, which encourages young people to do the same.
Got you. Well, I appreciate you, Steve, for what you do for athletes and what you're doing in our community. I believe that you're helping people, you're motivating them, but you're inspiring them to be more than maybe what they started out to be. And so I think that's awesome. I know you do some work with our Cleveland Cavaliers as one of their chaplains, and I just want to let you know I appreciate you for all of that development. So I want to thank you again for being on the show today, Steve, and I just want to tell you, keep doing a great work.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
And if somebody needs to find you, tell them how they can find you real quick.
Well, they can actually find me on our website, trainingcampforlife.org, or they can either go to clevelandfca.org and get more information on either organization.
Sounds good. Thanks again, Steve. Well, that's our Everyday Champion for this week, and I want to thank you for tuning in each week. And today, I want to leave you with a bit of good advice. If you're going to live, you need to live with enthusiasm. Yes, a word many people have forgotten about. When you're enthusiastic, it simply means that you're excited about what's next. When you get up in the morning, be excited about your future. Realize that every day you're still living, and it's a gift, an opportunity to pursue your goals and be passionate about life. You know, studies show that people with enthusiasm tend to get windows of opportunity come their way. They're promoted more often on the job. They tend to get to where they want to be quicker. That's no coincidence. You were not made to drag through the day. You were made to conquer the hour. Even if you encounter some setbacks or the wind takes out of your sails, look to tomorrow as a new day. Get your passion back, and remember, it all starts with enthusiasm. Well, that's my message for you this week, and I'm glad that you tuned in to see who's doing some great things in Greater Cleveland. Remember, I'm on social media with some daily inspiration, or you can check out my website at LarryMaconJr.com. Contact me there and let me know who you think should be next week's Everyday Champion. There's good people doing some great things, and I'm glad I get to share that with you every single week. We're live on Lakeside, and we'll be right back.